Hi, I'm Timothy Hogan. I'm going to show you my esoteric journey and some of my certificates, how I work to become Grandmaster. This is mostly for posterity. It may be really boring to some of you, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about the history of each body that I was initiated into. And hopefully this will suffice. There are haters out there who just want to doubt everything and who really don't have any background of their own. They just like to, try to accuse people of not being what they are because they have nothing going for themselves. But this will be definitive proof and background of some of my background. So I want to start out with this is my great grandfather James Baden Warren's Scottish Rite certificate. He was the also the Grand Lecturer for the Grand Lodge of Pennsylvania, and that's some of my background prior to coming into this. This is my grandfather's Hugh Warren's 50-year certificate that I actually presented him. I was master of the lodge at the time when I presented this to him, but he was a member of East Denver Lodge number 160 under the Grand Lodge of Colorado, and he is part of what brought me into Freemasonry initially. Also, this is my other grandfather, Howard Bruce Hogan's 32nd degree certificate from the Scottish Rite of the ancient and accepted Scottish Rite. And this was actually his 50-year certificate after he'd been in there for 50 years. And this was also his 50-year certificate within the shrine, because he had also been in the shrine. So that was a little bit about my family background. I do have my great grandfather was Theophil Plank, was in the Swedish Rite, the Freemasonry. Here's a photo of him. And as you see what's written on the back from my grandfather, it says Theophil Plank in his backyard of his home in Wausau, Nebraska, born 7/31/1852 at Östergötland, Sweden, died 1/10/1941 at Omaha, Nebraska. He came to America in 1871. He was a master mason. His pin was given to Tim Hogan. So that was writing of my grandfather. Just talking a little bit about some of our other history. I mean, it goes back to my great-grandfathers on both sides of my family. When I was first initiated into things as a page, this was actually my rank sheet. It was called my rank sheet, for where it shows the dates of each year where I received page, squire, knight, Sir Knight's page, Sir Knight Squire, and Sir Knight, and these are the Sir Knights who vouched for me and spoke for me and passed me in those things. But so my first starting out was in July 12th, 1985, when I got my first page. I was dubbed as a page. Later, I went on to receive what's known as the Silver Spur Award within that program, which is an honorary award, and then ultimately the Gold Star award, which is more of a just gives you more responsibility and you're a custodian of the tradition as you pass it on. Later on, I was initiated into Freemasonry under the Grand Lodge of Colorado at East Denver 160. Here's my certificate. And it says that I was initiated March 20th, 1986. I was passed to the degree of a Fellowcraft May 15th, 1996, and raised to the sublime degree of a Master Mason June 8th, 1996. So that's that's how I started out there. While I was doing that, I also became a Rosicrucian in the ancient mystical order Rosicrucis. This is my certificate showing that I had received all 9 temple degrees within amorc, and ultimately I ended up becoming a a master as well. This is my past master ring from Amorc, when I served in Rocky Mountain Lodge, and this is my master's cross that I earned while being master of Rocky Mountain Lodge under that tradition. Later on, I went on to become an actual. I became a master of East Denver Lodge number 160. I actually served 2 years, and then and this is my actual past master degree certificate, which I received June 7th, 2006. I had also joined the York Rite. This is my Cryptic Mason certificate, which I received the Cryptic degrees June 26th, 1999. I received the Royal Arch degrees prior to that. And then this is my Commandery certificate, where I was made a Sir Knight in the Knights Templar of the York Rite. This was done on April 8th of the year 2000. So that's when I was actually received as a Sir Knight. I was dubbed as a Sir Knight within the Commandery, the York Rite of Freemasonry. So I went on to also be received into the Knight Masons of Ireland. So I was dubbed as a knight in the Knight Masons of Ireland. And in fact, let me grab something here. Here's my my jewel associated with that. I was also received into the SRICF, for those of you who don't know, it's a Rosicrucian body within Freemasonry, and I went through the grades of the SRICF. This was my initial reception into the SRICF on January 19th, 2007. I also went on to the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. This was I received the 32nd degree of the Scottish Rite. This is my certificate for that. This was done in November, the first day of November 1997. So that's when I received my 32nd degree in the Scottish Rite. I went on within the Scottish Rite to receive the Knight Commander of the Court of Honor Award, which I was very happy and honored to receive. This was on the 29th of September 2007. That's when I received the Knight Commander of the Court of Honor Award within the Ancient Accepted Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, Southern Jurisdiction. I also went on to serve as Master Kadosh for the Denver Consistory. This was my award, I guess, I received for just saying I completed that in 2015. I served Master Kadosh of the Denver Consistory. And here's some of my jewels associated with that that I wear when I go to meetings. Within that time, I also joined I became a member of a number of Grand Lodges around the country, including the Grand Lodge of Scotland. This was February 2014. I helped found the Pythagoras Lodge number 1841. I was one of the founding members of that under the Grand Lodge of Scotland. This is from the Grand Lodge of Columbia, recognizing me as Grandmaster of the Knights Templars. And this is That's from the Masonic Grand Lodge of Columbia. So, special certificate they were given to me in May of 2016. This is after I became a Grandmaster, obviously. This is also from the Grand Lodge of Columbia. I was made an honorary member of the Grand Lodge of Columbia. I've been made an honorary member of a number of Grand Lodges, including the Grand Lodge of Pennsylvania. This was my award for the James Royal Case Award for Masonic Research. Under the Grand Lodge of Connecticut, so that's my honorary from the Grand Lodge of Connecticut. This is the Grand Lodge of Israel. This is actually Reuben Lodge, which I was received in under the Grand Lodge of Israel. This is Pythagoras Lodge under the Grand Lodge of Lebanon that I'm also a member of. This is my past master jewel from East Denver 160. So those are a few things. I'll show you a couple other things. Here's some rings I've inherited. This was my grandfather's Scottish Rite ring that I inherited. This is my great-grandfather's Masonic ring that I inherited. This is my other grandfather's 14th degree of the Scottish Rite ring that I inherited. This is a Templar ring that I was given. This was a Masonic ring I was given from the Grand Lodge of Turkey for my work there. This is a Rosicrucian ring that I inherited, and that's my bishop ring for a Gnostic bishop of the Rose-Croix and Templar line, which I'll show you the certificates for that in a minute. Next, I was also received within the Scottish Rite into the Knights of St. Andrew, where that was one of the things I helped to do before I became a Knight Commander of the Court of Honor. I was also knighted in the Royal Order of Scotland. Here is, you can see, this is signed by Andrew, Earl of Elgin and Kincardine, Knight Templar. This was, when was this? Looks like it was signed at Edinburgh the 27th day of June 2002. Is actually when I was knighted there. And by the way, here's my Royal Order of Scotland jewel that came with it. During my travels, I also was initiated into the traditional Martinist order through amorc, and I received all of the degrees within the traditional Martinist order, and I was also a class master for a time within the traditional Martinist order. From there, I went on to receive my Martinist degrees under the OM Martinist degrees, but these were via the GERM under Yves Fred Boisette and Dr. Onslow Wilson. And in fact, where's it? Well, within that tradition, I also received my SII, so I'm a Superior Inconnu Initiator through that lineage, which is actually via Dr. Onslow Wilson, Yves Fred Boisette, and Jacqueline Uncas. Pappas's daughter-in-law. And so that's Dr. Onslow Wilson's certificate. And this was, of course, my SII certificate was also signed by Jacqueline Uncas, who was there when I received it. She also turned over her archives to me, including her gavel. This is Jacqueline Uncas's gavel that we have in our possession. From there, I went on and became an initiator also within the OM. That's my initiation certificate within the OM. I was made an initiator in the OM by Emilio Lorenzo and Maria Lorenzo. That's a photo of when they came out to Denver, and we were where they received me. We traded SII initiations with each other because Emilio Lorenzo had received his initiator status through Philippe Uncas. I had received it through Jacqueline Uncas. Of course, the two of them were married. Both of them were under Pappas. In my travels, I also received the charter for the Church of the People from Manly P. Hall, which was the origins of the what was to become the Philosophical Research Society, but it started out as the Church of the People. So that charter was passed on to me by Walt Stewart, who was Manly P. Hall's bodyguard, amongst other things. I've also received special recognition from the Fraternity of Hidden Light. This was given to me by I was going to say Paul Foster Case. Paul Foster Case's order was by Paul Clark, who actually gave that to me. And I was received in the alchemical tradition by Art Compolt. For those of you who know who Art Compolt is, in his alchemical tradition, that was studied under him amongst other alchemists. From there, I went on to, this is my certificate for the Apostolic Templar Church in the Johannite tradition within it that I was received in. I was actually made an archbishop within that Gnostic tradition. This is signed by Taos Sendivogius in 2016. In fact, and this is my letter of that I was made archbishop within that Templar lineage out of France. Within that, I was also knighted in the Order of the Chevalier Fayette de la Colombe, which is a knighthood order that was connected with the Templar tradition very early on. This was a French knighthood that I received, and in fact, here's kind of the lineage list of people who've passed that on throughout the centuries. So, I also wanted to be baptized by Dr. Stephen Heller within his Gnostic tradition. So here is my certificate of baptism through the Ecclesia Gnostica under Dr. Bishop Heller. But then I also received the Consolamentum through the Templar lineage out of France, where I was recognized as Grandmaster. This is my Archbishop certificate from this Templar lineage, Gnostic Johannite lineage out of France. So, connected with the Order of the Secret Temple. I went on to become Grandmaster within the Order Sovereign du Temple Initiatique. Here's some, this is a commandery certificate, and you can see I need to sign it. Timothy Hogan, Grandmaster. This is a 3rd degree certificate. Also, you can see Timothy Hogan, Grandmaster on it. That was from when I served as Grandmaster under the Order Sovereign du Temple Initiatique, or the OSTI, and later became the Grandmaster of the Order of the Temple of Secret Initiates. Here's some more certificates related to that. This is from the Gnostic Apostolic Church of the Rose Croix out of France, which also mentions me, Timothy Hogan, Thou Emeritus, as passing on that tradition here in the United States and around the world. And then this is from the OSM THU Templar lineage, and it's just recognizing me as Grandmaster of the OTSI. So, they're one of the Templar lineages, including the Order of the Secret Temple and others that are all under the umbrella of the OTSI, which I'm now the Grandmaster. So that's just kind of a brief journey for posterity. I do have probably 100 other certificates of organizations that have been invited into, been made an honorary member of, lodges, things like the Wilkinson College honorary in North Carolina, and just a bunch of other bodies. So I don't want to bore you with all of them. I will say this is my grandfather's ring that he actually passed on to me, that my great aunt made for him. This is my Grandmaster ring. Has the seal of the Holy Sepulchre, of the Dome of the Rock near the Holy Sepulchre in Jerusalem. And this is the Order of the Secret Temple seal with Abraxas on it. So that's kind of a general examination of some of my traditions and how I got to be Grandmaster. You know, starting as a page, as a little boy, and then working up through all of these different systems, and then learning all the different systems and becoming a master within the lodges and commanderies and such of these systems. So hopefully that should seal if anybody has any doubts. If people want more stuff, let me know. I can certainly show it to you, but please understand, I'm not doing this out of ego. I'm just doing it so people understand the hard work that's gone into throughout my entire life to perpetuate this tradition and be a part of all of these different bodies and all these different Templar bodies and everything else. So I support them all, and there's others that I don't have certificates for, because we just don't have certificates for them. But this is all part of the Templar tradition, and you know, I share this to you for prosperity, so there's no question going forward about where my lineage comes from. So if you're still with me, God bless you. This could have been very boring, I'm sure, but hopefully you gained some appreciation of the work that's gone in, what the type of work that goes into becoming Grandmaster to begin with. That's all I got to say. We'll have another video soon. Thanks.